Hi guys, oh my god, it's been like so long and so much has changed. Look at me. Still a little bit podgy, but I've lost pretty much all my body weight back to what I was almost before I got sick. I'm a lot better on my feet and my knees, so it's all great at the moment there. There's so much to tell, and I haven't written anything down, so I'm probably going to ramble a bit, but I'm going to try and just put this out because editing's getting too much for me at the moment. So I'm not getting videos out. Obviously I've been missing for a while. There's been so much happening. So we'll start off. I was having a very good period of I wouldn't call it remission, but I've had a major improvement in my rheumatoid arthritis symptoms. Obviously I've got a lot of diseases, I've got loads going on, but anyway, so I've been loving that, and getting my body back. I didn't expect to. As you can see, I've done my hair because I felt like it. I'm not got back to putting on makeup and stuff, but like, look at my hands. Like, look at my hands. You know, I've showed you a lot of videos of how my hands can swell. Like, this finger's buggered, it's locking all the time, but you know, as it goes for rheumatoid arthritis, I've been doing quite well. I've had a lot of problems with my spine, I've had a lot of pain in my spine, and so that's been under investigation. I had 3 MRIs in a row on my spine. First one was just a plain MRI on my lumbar spine, second one was with contrast, third one was at the city hospital with contrast on my full spine. I've been complaining about my spine for years, and it's really got much worse in the last couple of years, but no one ever wanted to look at it because they say that rheumatoid arthritis doesn't affect the lower spine, so you know, it's been hard to get any attention on that. So now they finally done the MRI, and originally they said that it looked like a spine infection, but that they don't want to say it's that because it's very rare and they don't think it fits the bill, so they're not going to go with that, which I'm worried about. I'm concerned that they're like, I've just recently been on antibiotics. I'm currently like just about to finish my last antibiotic tonight. I've been on a heavy duty course because I went into hospital again with sepsis and pneumonia. Well, I don't think it was pneumonia this time, I just had a basic cold and I went down very quickly. I'll tell you all about that anyway later. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Anyway, I was doing really quite well. In all honesty, I really thought I was having a miracle recovery. I thought that they were going to say, okay, no, we made a mistake, it's not, you know, it's not going to kill you, it's going to be controlled and that I'm going to be okay, because I was doing so well. Even my breathing and oxygen levels have been great. I mean, I've done a recent ambulatory test, which is walking backwards and forwards for 6 minutes to see if you need oxygen, and my oxygen level was hitting 99 at points. I've never had that, it's never been like that since I got ill, so I've really felt like I was doing great, and that maybe that there was some sort of miracle going on. So anyway, in amongst all of this, we've moved house, new area, as you can see. The whole house needs decorating, like moving itself. That was why I've not made any videos. I've got some videos that need editing and putting out, but I just haven't got round to it because it's been hectic as hell. It's been crazy. So I will get those videos edited. Just going to take a while for me to get round to it all. They're from the old house. There's some cat ones and some soap ones and some, you know, all of that stuff. And obviously I want to start filming here soon as well. Well, obviously I'm filming right now. Okay, what else happened? Yeah, we moved house, and now I've been waiting for the results of this MRI, because obviously if it looked like spine infection, but they're not saying it's spine infection, that was when they sent me to the city hospital for further investigation. I wanted to know, like, what they're saying. What are they saying? What is it? If it's not a spine infection, it needs treating. Like, I was really hopeful that if it was a spine infection, that they could treat it, I could get better, and then I wouldn't have so much pain to deal with in my spine, because my spine is holding me back. Like, while I'm physically as good as I have been in the last 7 years, my spine's been holding me back, like, and it's been hitting a level 9 pain at times, which is, you know, like, while I had the RA flaring continuously, my body would hit a 9 on a daily basis, all over. It would be every damn joint in my body would be a 9, or like a constant 8, but a 9 to 10 when it would flare really bad. Now, this spine is hitting a 9, but it's not all the time at a 9. But when I'm sitting down, I'm getting numb leg and arm on this side. Even if I sit on this side, like lay on this side, I'm getting like pins and needles and deadness down that side, which I think is really worrying, and they don't seem to be interested in. But so I'm waiting for the results of that, which they've been dawdling about for ages. Then of course I had the lung function test, the ambulatory test. The ambulatory test was great. I thought the lung function tests were going to be great as well, and the CT scan. But then I've gone for an appointment with my pulmonologist, who, Dr. Let's Wait and See, is now fully on board and going with the rheumatoid lung. Now she's told me that my lung function has declined quite dramatically. My total lung capacity has declined quite dramatically, even though I've been doing so well. So I'm a bit gutted about that. It's knocked me for 6 a little bit. I feel a bit disappointed. Like, I thought I was gonna be alright for a little while there. But anyway, I'm not going to get too emotional, because I was very emotional yesterday after a rheumatology appointment, so I'll get into that as well in a little while. So to think back, so over the last couple of months, it's just been so crazy. I've now got 12 cats. So anyway, yeah, my lung function's declined dramatically, and it's definitely rheumatoid lung now. And she's going to put me forward for a clinical drug trial, which we're having some issues with. I hope to God to hear from Cambridge soon, and I'll find out then whether or not I'm on the trial. I really would like to be, because I think then it's someone that specialises in rheumatoid lung, and I want to be under someone that really knows what they're talking about. The recent hospitalisation, I was doing so well that I really thought, like, I got a bit of a sniffle one day, like 2 weeks ago. I got a bit of a sniffle, and I thought, I'm actually going to be okay. I think I can handle a cold, do you know what I mean? Like, it'll be alright. And bang, I went down like a sack. It was a matter of hours, and I was at 80% oxygen levels and stuff. Really not well, really very poorly. And they took me, I got into hospital, like the doctor wanted to blue light me, and I was like, no. My mum took me, had to sort the kids out first. I'm always like that. But yeah, and again I was in on sepsis, and it was pretty severe, and I started crashing in A&E, I was like this, and I just couldn't, like, I was conscious of, I could hear my mum freaking out, and I could hear all the doctors around me and the machines going mental, but I couldn't speak or do anything or move. I couldn't even like move my head to acknowledge that I was sort of there. So that scared me a bit, because I was like, if that happened at home, I wouldn't be able to express to anyone that I need help. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was really bad. That was really quick as well, and that was because they wouldn't give me oxygen because of the whole COPD thing. They were like, what if she retains? What if she retains? Well, we've already documented and proven that I don't retain. I think my COPD emphysema is very minimal. It was a tiny fleck or two of it in my lungs back in 2014, and I don't think it's even been seen on CT scan since. But every time I go into hospital, they go onto the COPD straight away. They put it all over my notes: COPD, ex-smoker, blah blah blah, and it takes over, and I don't get treated for the rheumatoid lung, which is a restrictive disease, whereas COPD and that are obstructive diseases. So it's very different. Like, well, it's not very different, but it's very similar, but it's important not to confuse the two, I think. And I think that's been a problem every time I've gone into A&E. Again, they gave me an aminophylline infusion, which always helps. This time they only gave me a short burst of it. I only stayed in for 4 days, although I did discharge. It was my choice to discharge myself, but it was a bank holiday weekend, and it was a nightmare in the hospital. I mean, I hate to say it, but my local hospital, even the rheumatology clinic, which I've always rated as being one of the best clinics I've ever been under, but it's all going down. It's gone to absolute pot lately, and it terrifies me, in all honesty. So anyway, we got through this hospitalisation, we got my oxygen levels back up, and I decided to go home on oral antibiotics after having like IVs for 4 days and that. I needed to get out of there, I couldn't handle it. But I've been pretty rough ever since, struggling. I'm still struggling with coughing, breathing, and that. But I'm trying to cope at home. The doctor put me on a second batch of antibiotics to take alongside the first that I'd left the hospital with, and of course I've been on steroids, which has like already started getting a little bit of a podge back because of it. I'm tired. Do you like? Oh, I just spilled my coffee. Got my cupcake. My friends got it for me for my birthday, bless them. Okay, so got out of hospital, and I'm recovering at home, and I hope I'm going to be alright not to go back in or not to end up with too bad. I also noticed while I was in hospital on the high dose IV antibiotics and steroids that my back symptoms completely disappeared. I woke up the next morning after being in A&E on the ward, and I had no back symptoms at all. I had none of the numbness, none of the deadness. Got crazy, and I just thought, God, I think it is infection. Like, it must be infection if it's reacting so well to medicating like that. So here's the big issue, right? Obviously I've had to stop my methotrexate while I've been on antibiotics. That always happens, you have to, yeah, because that's an immune suppression. But I'm on a low dose because of my whole lung issue, yeah. I've gone to see the rheumatologist nurse yesterday, and not only was she the most rude and disrespectful nurse I've ever come across, especially up there. They were brilliant up there. The nurses were amazing. One of them even had RA herself, so she was brilliant. Excuse me, beep. Anyway, she was very rude. She went, no, it's not infection, it's not infection, it's not infection, basically blunt in my face, like very barking at me. And I was like, well, I'm really concerned it is. I think they should at least like biopsy and check first before, because coming up I should have started it like the other week, but obviously because I been fighting infection, I'm not allowed to start rituximab, the infusions that are supposed to be help rheumatoid lung. Now, I was supposed to start that the other week, didn't. Now it's booked for the beginning of October. And that's if I don't get on the drug trial that she's referred me for, then I'll start the rituximab. If I get on the drug trial, though, I won't be able to take the rituximab, because this is trialling a different drug that's supposed to be like the best thing so far that they found for rheumatoid lung specifically. Now, last time I took rituximab, it didn't benefit my RA at all. I was still completely out of control RA at that point. Like, the methotrexate hadn't even helped me at that point. I was on it. I'd started it for the rituximab, but it hadn't benefited me, and I was really struggling. And I ended up in hospital that was the worst time that I ended up in hospital, when it first came up on my CT scan as saying rheumatoid lung disease. And I very nearly died that time. I was really terrified at that time. Bleep again, sorry. Now, they want me to stop methotrexate. Dead now. I've already been off of it for a couple of weeks because I'm on antibiotics. Now they want me to not take it anymore. I literally walked out the room and burst into tears. And I don't cry easily at all, but I proper burst into tears. I was crying all day yesterday because of it. Because this is the first time in you've watched my progress through the last couple of years. If you know me from Facebook and my Facebook journey, you'll have seen how I've developed over 7 years. I've been in constant agony the whole time, and this is the first time I've been able to stand up by myself. I'm able to walk around the house for like a couple of minutes without getting in too much pain. That's the best I've been, and I'm grateful for that. I still can't get out of the house. I can't go over to the shops by myself without a walker and everything but I try my best to be as active as possible while I can be, but with my back it's always holding me back. So I'm really upset. I don't want to sit here and cry, but I'm well upset. This is they're basically throwing me into the lion's den. I can't, the thought of going back, that pain, God, that pain, that is RA pain over every part of my body, swelling up like 3 times the size, every joint 3 times the size of what it should be. Steroids because I'm out of control, and I'll end up overweight again, which will end up with the high blood pressure and cholesterol levels and everything again, sleep apnea again. I understand the desire to get off of it because it is known to damage the lungs as well, but it's the only thing that's controlled my RA, and uncontrolled RA is damaging my lungs as well. I thought we were going to do it get on the rituximab, get the rituximab working, hopefully if it works, and then slowly decide to come off the methotrexate once I'm feeling the benefit. Rituximab could take up to 3 months to start benefiting me. It's not even going to start until a month away, and they want me to not take any more methotrexate. I'm already feeling it after 2 weeks without methotrexate. I'm already suffering. I'm already swelling up by night time. My ankles are burning and stuff when I'm standing up for too long. If I try and wash up without a break, I've got a house to do. This whole house needs decorating. My kids are going into their final year in senior school and their GCSEs. They've got so much work ahead of them that I can't put any more pressure on them. On a positive note, there is a positive note. Occupational therapy have been here. The whole point of moving was because we needed a home that could be adapted for me. Obviously a bungalow would have been ideal. We didn't get a bungalow. That's not going to happen, not when I've got kids as well, because the thing is bungalows and that disabled premises are always designed with like just 1 or 2 people in mind, maybe one room, extra room, but it's always a 1 or 2 bed property, not a 3 bed bungalow on the council. That doesn't really happen very often, not around here anyway. But we got this house. I'm very grateful, I'm very glad of it, but obviously there's been a lot of problems. We've had a lot of problems, like the bath leaked, the toilet leaked straight away, the fence has fallen down. It's not been easy, I can tell you. They're gonna put in a stair lift and a wet room for me, and they talked about, I don't know for sure whether or not I'll get it yet, but they talked about they actually want to come and do an adaptation for me to have a like wet room downstairs. I'm like, I can't believe that they've actually said they want to help me with something that I wasn't asking for. They want to go that step further to make it easier for me. Like, I mean, like, I look quite alright at the moment as well, so I was fully expecting them to be like, oh no, we're not going to help you now, and I was really worried about it. But I look alright, but I'm more ill. I'm gonna die. There's like no beating about the bush. Let's face it, that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna die, and it won't be very long away, and the more infections that I get and all that, the worse it can be. The other aspect that I'm really like, thank you, because I've never, everything I've gone through, I've had to struggle. It's been fight. I've had to fight for everything I've needed, so I'm really grateful that something's actually working out for me. And the other thing that I'm concerned about is that if they put me onto either drug, whichever one I'm going to go onto, that it's completely going to wipe out, like, part of my immune system's going to be completely destroyed with it. We know that that's risky for a lot of reasons, especially for me. I always end up with like pneumonia, sepsis and everything. I've been in and out of hospital with that so many times because of my situation. Now, to completely wipe out my immune system means that I'm going to catch every single bug that comes through the house. Bearing in mind I've got children, and I have a lot of children coming through the house, or young adults coming through the house, so I will catch everything, and I've got to be really careful, because like that last one, it took me by surprise how quick I went down, and it's getting closer in between hospitalisations. Like, it used to be like every year, now it's like every 8 months. I'm like, it's getting worse, and I know my lung function has gone down severely, which is quite crazy for me, like in my head, that it's getting worse in there even when I'm feeling a lot better. But if I have got a spine infection and they're not going with it, and I know why they're not going with it, is because if I have a spine infection, it's going to hold everything up and mess it all up again, which everything keeps getting held up anyway. But if I have got a spine infection and they're missing it, then starting this infusions and that is going to kill me outright. I know for a fact. Like, I've been through the whole sepsis thing because I've been on an infusion, the rituximab infusion. I nearly died then. I don't know that at this point, if I got, like, I have that much of my immune system wiped out, like, I don't know if I'll survive that. Do you know what I mean? I know that's very morbid, but it is the reality of what it is, and I'm trying to stick around as long as I can for my kids' sake. I want to be here for as long as I can for them, and I've been very positive and determined about that for like the last couple of years. I think I've been good at keeping a positive spin on everything, even though it's very scary. In reality, in what I go through, in my mind, I'm terrified, but obviously my kids, I've got to look out for them, and they can't have me being here terrified and upset and that, so I don't sit here crying about it. Well, did yesterday, but they don't see that. You know, they were all of an age where they're off doing their thing, so I've been sat talking to everyone in the paranormal community, and I'd like to give a big shout out to Eileen Strong. Go and join her. and her friends, and GS Paranormal. They've been really great. They've been funny as hell lately, and it's really good to be a part of that community. I think what they're doing is quite admirable, because they're trying to call out someone that's been in the wrong. I won't go into it because it's not my business. Anyway, so big shout out to those guys that have been there, and there's a lot of you that have been with me through it all, like Kat, Howard, and Elemental Encounters and that. So big love to you all. And big love to everyone else that follows me, whether it's through the Facebook page and group, whether it's the soap making and stuff, if it's from Instagram, hi. This is a snapshot into my life. I wanted to give a good update of my medical situation, because, you know, there's been so much going on that I haven't been able to update. I haven't been doing much videos and that. I thought it was important for you all to know what's been changing with me. Don't worry, I am still happy in myself that I'm as well as I am right now, and I'm going to enjoy every minute as much as I can. And I'm just terrified of what's to come, but I'll have you guys behind me, and I'll update you as I go. Maybe if anything comes of it, then at least I'll be able to show the others out in the world what this disease is really like, because that's what I'm really here for, is to promote awareness and understanding of rheumatoid arthritis, but particularly the lung disease, the fact that it can damage the organs and kill you, and people don't even realise that. I'm sorry, I'm a bit croaky as well, but you know, I'm really stuffed up still. I say far too often, don't I? Okay, I think that's about wraps it up. I've just bought my daughter a pair of Dr. Martens, you know. They were my big thing that I loved at her age, and I'm jealous because I won't ever be able to wear a pair of Dr. Martens again. Like, that's the one thing, I can't wear shoes. Like, as soon as I put shoes on, I'm like crippled completely. I can't stand up, I can't walk properly, like, all walking on concrete. Anything hard on my feet, like, even with Skechers on, like the proper shoes for disabled, you know what I mean? But I'll still struggle with it. So I'll never wear Dr. Martens again, but I did love my boots. And yeah, I've been enjoying, like, having a new home and trying to get settled, and there's a lot of positives. There's just that sort of, I was a bit gutted about the results of my tests. It's blown out of the water the little hope that I had that I was going to have a miracle recovery. But so be it, I knew my shit. I knew what was going on with me. So anyway, I'm going to get going. The other thing I wanted to say was, we just hit 800 subscribers. Hello everybody, I love you very much, and I'm very, very grateful to have you all. You've become a massive part of my life now, so thank you. I'll see you soon to make some soap, probably. Can't wait. I've missed soaping. I've got a whole new kitchen to soap in as well. I can't wait to show you, but I'm not going to show you around my house just yet because it's a mess with needing to be decorated. But I will once we get sorted. Alright, bye guys. I love you very much. Much love to you all, and breathe easy folks. I'll see you again soon.